Layla Brooks only wanted a quiet evening, nothing more than a blind date her best friend had arranged. But fate had other plans. When she accidentally sat at the wrong table, she didn't just find herself facing a stranger, she stumbled into a conversation that would change everything. Because Noah Sinclair wasn't just any man. He was one of the city's most sought-after bachelors, a name everyone knew but she least expected to meet. At the luxurious restaurant, Layla nervously adjusted her blue dress, the one she couldn't really afford but had bought anyway, hoping tonight would be special. She was late, flustered, and her confidence was slipping. When she finally reached the table, she apologized breathlessly, only to find herself staring into the warm, inviting eyes of a man who didn't fit the description of her date at all. Still, something about him made her pause. "No problem at all," he said with a smile that reached his eyes. "I just got here myself." Before Layla could explain, the waiter appeared with a bottle of wine, already ordered. It felt easier to go along with the moment than to interrupt. And so she stayed. What began as polite small talk soon became something deeper. Noah listened, really listened, as she confessed her struggles of working 2 jobs, her unfinished degree, her dreams of opening a bookstore cafe one day. Instead of brushing it off, he encouraged her. He spoke about his own family pressures, about chasing passions despite expectations. Their laughter and honesty made the evening flow effortlessly, as if they had known each other for years. Then reality struck. A text lit up her phone. "Mark said you never showed up. Are you okay?" Her heart sank. She looked around and realization hit. She was sitting at table 15, not table 14. Embarrassed, she confessed the mix-up. But instead of being offended, Noah laughed, delighted by the coincidence. "So, you're not Jessica, the woman I was supposed to meet?" Layla covered her face. "No. I'm just Layla, the waitress who clearly can't count tables." But Noah only raised his glass with a grin. "Then here's to the best mistake I've ever had." Their glasses clinked, and in that moment, Layla felt something unexpected. Hope, possibility, maybe even the beginning of a story far bigger than either of them had planned. Jenny's eyes widened the moment she spotted the man at Layla's table. Her grip on Layla's wrist was like steel as she whispered urgently, "Do you even know who that is?" Layla blinked. "The guy I accidentally sat with? His name's Noah." Jenny almost choked. "Noah Sinclair, Layla. As in Sinclair Global. He's not just some guy. He's one of the wealthiest men in the city. The stock market practically trembled when his company went public last year." The room seemed to tilt beneath Layla's feet. She shook her head, laughing nervously. "No. He's too normal. Too kind. He can't be that Noah." Jenny's lips curved into a sharp smile. "You've been sitting there chatting about bus rides, double shifts, and bookstore paychecks. To a billionaire." Guilt rose in Layla's chest. "I should go back to Mark, he's been waiting all this time." "Forget Mark," Jenny interrupted with a wave of her hand. "This is bigger. This is fate. Go back out there and just be you." That's obviously what caught his attention. Layla returned to the table, her pulse racing. Noah rose politely as she approached, his eyes full of quiet patience. "Everything all right?" he asked. "Yes," she lied softly. "My friend just wanted to check on me." But now she noticed everything differently, the gleam of his watch, the easy confidence with which he ordered wine that probably cost more than her yearly income. The air between them felt charged. "So," Noah said, his smile tugging gently at the corners. "Where were we?" The words tumbled from her mouth before she could stop them. "You're Noah Sinclair." His expression shifted, the warmth dimming. "I am. And I'm guessing your friend filled you in." Layla nodded, unsure of what to say. He leaned closer, his gaze steady. "Do you know why I liked our conversation? Because you didn't know. You weren't trying to impress me. You were just yourself. And that's who I'd rather sit with than anyone else." Before she could respond, a striking woman in a sleek black dress swept toward their table. "Noah," she purred, her smile glittering. "Finally. I thought I was your 7 o'clock. Layla froze. Her heart sank as the woman's manicured hand rested possessively on Noah's chair. Noah looked momentarily startled. "Jessica. You're late." Jessica's eyes flicked toward Layla with thinly veiled disdain. "And who exactly is this?" Layla pushed back her chair, forcing a shaky smile. "Nobody. Just someone who sat at the wrong table. I should leave." "Wait," Noah said quickly, standing too. But she was already slipping her purse over her shoulder. "You should have dinner with your actual date. Thank you for the wine." She hurried outside, the cold night air biting her cheeks. What had she been thinking? That a man like him could ever look twice at someone like her? Footsteps echoed behind her. "Layla, wait." She turned to see Noah running after her, tie loosened, hair ruffled. "What about your date?" she asked bitterly. "I told her something came up. I couldn't just let you walk away." "What? She's perfect for you." "I'm not." "No," Noah said, his voice firm. "She's what everyone expects. You're what's real. And for once in my life, I don't want what's expected." Layla's heart thundered. "And what is it you want, Noah?" "Just a chance," he whispered. "To see where this goes. With you." He held out his hand, his expression unguarded, hopeful. After a long pause, Layla placed her hand in his. "Fine. But I'm ordering the cheapest thing on the menu." Noah laughed, the sound rich and warm. "Deal." They walked back together, unaware of Jessica's sharp eyes following them from the restaurant doorway. She pulled out her phone, her lips curling into a cold smile. "Charles? It's Jessica. Remember that opportunity we talked about? I think I've found a way in." Inside, oblivious to the storm beginning to gather, Noah and Layla returned to their table, choosing for now to believe in possibility. 2 weeks later, the memory of that night at Chez Michel still lived in Layla's mind like a dream she couldn't quite believe had been real. Between double shifts at the diner and long evenings shelving books, her life hadn't changed on the surface. But inside, everything was different. Every time her phone buzzed with Noah's name, her heart did the same little leap it had the first night they met. At Sally's diner, Layla hummed under her breath while wiping tables, her cheeks warm as she remembered their last date. "Earth to Layla," Doris, the head waitress, called out with a chuckle. "Table 7's been waiting for their check, honey. And you've been polishing that table like it's solid gold." Layla laughed awkwardly, but before she could answer, the bell over the door jingled. A delivery man stepped inside holding a burst of sunflowers, her favorite. The other waitresses giggled knowingly as the bouquet was placed in her hands. The card tucked inside carried Noah's neat handwriting, counting down the hours. "Can't wait to see you tonight." Her stomach flipped. Tonight was different. Their 5th date. And not just dinner, Noah was taking her to a charity gala. Their first time in public together. The thought made her chest tighten with nerves. After work, Jenny was waiting outside in her beat-up car, honking dramatically. "Your carriage awaits, Cinderella," she called. Layla slid into the seat with a groan. "Why did I let you talk me into this?" "Because without me you'd never have met Prince Charming in the first place," Jenny teased. "Now hush and let your fairy godmother work." At Jenny's apartment, a shimmering emerald green gown was spread across the bed. Layla gasped. "Jenny, it's gorgeous. But I can't." "Relax. My cousin loaned it to me." "Just don't spill anything on it," Jenny said with a grin. As Jenny curled her hair and brushed on makeup, Layla whispered her fear. "What if I humiliate him? What if everyone stares and wonders what I'm doing there?" Jenny paused, mascara wand hovering. "Listen to me. Someone like you? Kind, real, smart, and beautiful? You're exactly what he should be proud to show off. Stop doubting yourself." Across town in his penthouse suite, Noah stood before a mirror adjusting his bow tie when his phone lit up with Mother. He answered reluctantly. "Noah, darling," came Vivian Sinclair's crisp, elegant voice. "I see you've requested a +1 for the gala tonight. Jessica Reynolds, I assume?" "No, Mother. Her name is Layla Brooks." A pause, cool and sharp. "Brooks? I don't recall the family." "You wouldn't? She doesn't run in your circles." "And what does Miss Brooks do?" Noah braced himself. "She's a waitress. And she works at a bookstore." The silence stretched thin. Finally, Vivian spoke again, her tone edged with disapproval. "Noah, a charity gala is not the place for experiments. The board, investors, your reputation." "I don't care," Noah cut in firmly. "She matters to me. I want her there." "This isn't like you," his mother pressed. "Be sensible. You have nothing in common with her." "I have more in common with her than with anyone you've ever paraded in front of me," Noah thought bitterly, but aloud he said only, "I'll see you tonight." And he hung up. Later, Layla stepped out of a cab in front of his building, clutching her purse. The skyscraper gleamed above her, its glass windows reflecting the evening sky. Her thrifted shoes pinched her feet, and the borrowed gown felt like someone else's skin. The doorman gave her a doubtful once-over until she said Noah's name. "Ah. He's waiting for you in the lobby, Miss Brooks." The lobby itself was like something from a movie, marble floors, gold accents, chandeliers that glittered like frozen stars. And there, by a fountain, stood Noah in a tuxedo. When he saw her, his entire face lit up. He crossed the floor in quick strides. "Layla," he breathed. You look incredible. Heat rushed to her cheeks. It's borrowed, she admitted nervously. Noah laughed softly, closing the distance between them. You could walk in wearing pajamas and you'd still be the most beautiful woman in the room. He brushed a kiss across her lips, gentle but certain. Then he offered his arm. Ready? Layla took a shaky breath. Not really, but I'll try to be brave. His hand squeezed hers. Then I'll be brave for both of us. Together they stepped toward the waiting car, unaware that eyes would be on them tonight. Not all of them kind. Just stay true to yourself. That's all I'll ever ask. The words echoed in Isla's mind as Noah's sleek black car glided through the city streets. She sat rigid in the plush leather seat, trying not to gape at the luxury around her. The soft lights, the quiet hum of the engine, the discreet bar tucked neatly into the side. This is his world, she reminded herself. And mine couldn't be more different. When the car rolled to a stop outside the Grand Plaza Hotel, Isla's heart leapt into her throat. The red carpet was flooded with light, photographers clustering like wolves at the gates. There are cameras, she whispered nervously, fingers gripping her clutch. Relax, Noah murmured, brushing her hand with his. Smile. Oh. They're more interested in donors than dates. But the moment they stepped out, a storm of flashes erupted. Shouts of Noah. Over here, and who's she? Cut through the air. Noah slipped a steady hand onto Isla's back, shielding her as they moved forward, his touch both grounding and possessive. Inside, the ballroom was a dream spun in gold. Chandeliers glittered, violins hummed in the corner, and waiters in crisp tuxedos floated by with trays of champagne. Isla couldn't help but stare, awestruck, before a familiar voice called out. Noah Sinclair in the flesh. A dignified man with salt and pepper hair approached, flanked by a younger man whose resemblance to Noah was unmistakable. Uncle Robert, Noah greeted warmly. And Adam. Good to see you. Robert's eyes twinkled as he turned toward Isla. And this charming young lady is? This is Isla Brooks, Noah said, with a quiet pride that sent her pulse racing. Isla, my Uncle Robert and cousin Adam. Robert shook her hand with genuine warmth. Adam, however, gave only a cool glance. Brooks, Adam repeated slowly. Not a name I recognize. What line of work is your family in? Isla stiffened. No, business. My dad was a mechanic. My mom works in home care. A silence fell, sharp as glass, before Robert quickly interjected with kindness. Well, any friend of Noah's is welcome here. But as the men moved away, Isla caught Adam's low mutter. A commoner. Her cheeks burned. Noah's jaw tightened. Ignore him. He doesn't. It's fine, she lied, though her chest ached. I knew this would happen. Before Noah could argue, a new voice sliced through the air. Noah, darling. An elegant woman swept toward them, silver hair gleaming, diamonds winking under the chandeliers. Mother, Noah said, greeting her with a kiss to the cheek. I didn't expect you here tonight. I wouldn't dream of missing it, Vivian Sinclair replied smoothly, her gaze sliding over Isla like a blade. And this must be Miss Brooks. Isla offered her hand. It's an honor to meet you, Mrs. Sinclair. Vivian's smile was polite, but her eyes were cold. Indeed. Though I must admit, Noah has told me very little. Noah bristled, pulling Isla close. Isla is studying to become a teacher. She also works at Sally's Diner and Cornerstone Books. How diverse, Vivian replied, her tone dripping with judgment. And your family, Miss Brooks? It's just my mother, Isla answered softly. She lives in Florida now. I see. Vivian's gaze hardened, but before Noah could defend her, she said, Charles Reynolds is waiting for you. With Jessica. At that name, Noah's arm tightened protectively. We'll speak later, Mother. For now, I'd like to introduce Isla to the board. Vivian's smile thinned. Of course. Don't let me keep you. As they walked away, Isla whispered, Your mother despises me. She doesn't know you yet, Noah reassured. Noah, be serious. I'm a waitress with nothing to offer. I'll never fit here. He stopped, turning her gently toward him. Isla, look at me. I don't care about any of this. I care about you. The girl who lights up at Rare Books, who saves her lunch for the man on the corner, who makes me laugh like no one else. That's the only world I want. Her eyes blurred with tears. I'm trying to believe that's enough. It's more than enough, he said firmly, brushing a kiss against her forehead. But just as comfort settled in, a ripple of tension spread through the room. A stunning woman in a crimson dress strode toward them, every detail of her polished and perfect. Noah. Jessica purred, kissing his cheek as though Isla didn't exist. You've been hiding from me. Jessica, Noah said coolly. This is Isla Brooks. Isla Jessica Reynolds. Jessica's eyes flicked over Isla in one swift, dismissive glance. Charmed. She turned back to Noah. Daddy's waiting. The merger needs your attention. I told your father I'm not interested, Noah said flatly. Jessica leaned closer, fingers brushing his sleeve. He's increased the offer. The answer is still no, Noah replied, removing her hand. Then, with a deliberate finality, he led Isla to the dance floor. As his arms encircled her, Isla whispered, You and Jessica? Her father wants a merger, Noah murmured. She thinks marriage is part of the bargain. But the only union I want is this. His gaze burned into hers. Isla's heart raced as the music wrapped around them. She had never felt so exposed, so seen. And then chaos. A voice bellowed at the entrance. I just need to talk to Isla Brooks. Isla froze. The man in the rumpled suit, face flushed, was unmistakable. Oh no, she whispered. It's Mark. Noah's brows furrowed. Who? My blind date, she admitted, horrified. From that night. Mark shoved past security, eyes wild. Lila. So this is why you left me hanging? For him? Guests gasped. Cameras clicked. Jessica's voice cut like ice. Well. Seems your fairy tale isn't so perfect after all. Isla's heart pounded. The secret she had prayed would never surface was now unraveling under the spotlight. And for the first time that night, she wasn't sure Noah would still be standing at her side when it was over. Jessica arched a brow, her tone dripping with mockery. Really, Isla? You expect anyone to believe that bumping into one of the city's richest men just happened by chance? Noah's jaw tightened. That's exactly what happened. And it's none of your concern, Jessica. Oh, but it is my concern, Jessica purred, sweeping her gaze to the gathering crowd. Noah is too much of a gentleman to see it, but this woman plotted every step. She studied him, tracked him, and staged the whole encounter. A ripple of gasps passed through the onlookers. Isla's heart hammered as whispers wrapped around her like chains. That's not true, she managed, her voice breaking. Jessica leaned in, eyes glittering. A waitress doesn't just accidentally land at a millionaire's table. Don't insult our intelligence. Enough, Noah's voice cut like steel. He signaled sharply. Security, escort Ms. Reynolds and her companion out. As the guards moved, Jessica tilted her head toward Isla, whispering with venom. You don't belong here, sweetheart. Run back to your greasy diner before this world chews you up. The words burned worse than the stares. As Jessica was dragged away, Vivian Sinclair, elegant as ever, stepped forward with cool composure. Noah, she murmured. Perhaps it's best you take Miss Brooks home. We can address the scandal tomorrow. Mother, don't, Noah warned. But Isla was already unraveling. Tears welled in her eyes as the weight of the room crushed her. This was a mistake, she whispered, pulling away from him. I shouldn't have come. Isla, wait. Noah reached for her, but she was gone, rushing for the exit. Outside, the chill night air hit her like a slap. She tore off her borrowed heels and fled down the street, fighting sobs. The glittering ballroom lights faded behind her, a cruel reminder that she would never belong in Noah's world. A cab slowed at the curb. Isla climbed in, muttering her address, and collapsed against the seat as her tears flowed freely. Back inside, Noah searched desperately, but Charles Reynolds intercepted him with a smug smile. Not now, Charles, Noah snapped. Just a quick word, Charles said smoothly. After tonight's fiasco, you may find our business proposal worth reconsidering. Noah's eyes narrowed. Tell me, did you put your daughter up to this stunt? Charles feigned innocence. I have no idea what you mean. If I find out you orchestrated this, Charles, Noah said coldly, you'll never do business with Sinclair Enterprises again. Shoving past him, Noah pulled out his phone. Straight to voicemail. Isla, it's me. Please, call me back. None of what they said is true. I know you. And I need you to know something. I'm falling in love with you. Don't let them push you away. Across town, Isla sat crumpled on her bed, emerald dress still clinging to her like a costume from a world that wasn't hers. Her phone buzzed with Noah's message, but she couldn't press play. How could she have been so naive? A knock startled her. She opened the door to find Jenny holding a tub of ice cream. You looked like you needed this, Jenny said gently. As Isla poured out the story, Jenny's expression hardened. That Jessica witch, she spat. She's just jealous. Maybe, Isla whispered. But she wasn't wrong. I don't belong in Noah's world. They all saw it. So what? Jenny demanded. Maybe Noah's sick of his world. Maybe he wants something real. Maybe he wants you. Isla shook her head. It'll never work. Better to end it before it destroys me. Just then her phone buzzed again, a text from Noah. I'm outside. Please let me see you. Jenny peeked through the curtains. Yep. That's him. His fancy car's parked right there. Isla's chest tightened. I can't face him. You can, Jenny said firmly. Look at him, he's not playing games. That man looks like he's in love. Heart pounding, Isla glanced down. Noah stood in the street looking up at her window, his expression raw with hope. Love always takes courage, Jenny whispered. The only question is he worth the risk? Noah hesitated, then blurted, Isla, let me help you. At least financially, until you're back on your feet. Her whole body stiffened. No. Please. This situation is mine to fix. That would only prove what they're saying about me, she cut in, rising to pace the small living room. That I'm here for your money. Who cares what they say? Noah snapped. I do, she said firmly. My dignity is all I've got left. Frustration flashed across his face as he stood too. Then let me at least find you another job. I know people. And I'll just be the girl who got hired because she's sleeping with Noah Sinclair. Her voice was sharp, but her eyes shimmered. That's not better. Noah dragged a hand through his hair. So I'm supposed to just watch you struggle when I could make it easier? Yes, Isla said quietly. Because that's respecting my choice. For a long moment he just looked at her, then finally nodded. Okay. I don't like it. But I understand. Her chest loosened with relief. This was why she was falling for him. Because beneath the power and wealth, he respected her. That night they ordered takeout, curled up on the couch, and drowned themselves in old movies, pretending the outside world didn't exist. When Noah finally left for his early meeting, he kissed her deeply at the door. I love you, Isla Brooks. Scandal and all. The words stopped her breath. But she found herself whispering back, I love you too. For the first time it felt real. Dangerous but real. At dawn her phone blared. Jenny's panicked voice shrieked through the speaker. Turn on channel 8. Now. Still half asleep, Isla fumbled for the remote. The news screen filled her tiny apartment, and her world collapsed. Her photo flashed beside Noah's and Jessica's. Breaking in the Noah Sinclair scandal, the anchor chirped. Sources claim Layla Brooks has a history of targeting wealthy men. Isla's heart pounded as the screen filled with lies. An engagement to a Florida businessman, a restraining order, accusations of theft. Her voice broke. That's insane. I've never even been to Florida. There's more, Jenny said grimly. It's everywhere. Social media, news outlets. Someone's trying to destroy you. The phone buzzed again. Noah. I saw it. His voice was hard as steel. It's Jessica. Has to be. Don't worry, I know the truth. My lawyers are already moving. Lawyers? Isla echoed weakly. The room spun. Welcome to my world, Noah muttered bitterly. Where enemies will do anything for power. Come to my place tonight. We'll figure out our next move. When she hung up, her phone lit again with a text from an unknown number. Gold digger. Leave Noah alone, or worse will come out. Her hands shook as she hurled the phone across the room. That evening, she slipped into a taxi, sunglasses and a hat shielding her from curious eyes. Noah's penthouse buzzed like a war room. Lawyers, PR specialists, strategists hunched over laptops and papers. Noah pulled her into his arms instantly. I'm sorry for the chaos. But we'll fix this. One of the women in heels stepped forward. Ms. Brooks, Helen Porter, PR head. We'll handle this, but first, anything in your past that could be twisted? Ex-boyfriends? College scandals? Isla shook her head. My life was boring until Noah. No skeletons, no drama. Helen scribbled notes. Good. Then it's all fabrications. We'll hit back hard. Another man approached, smooth and serious. Clark Daniels, legal counsel. With your permission, we'll act on your behalf. Isla looked around at the powerful strangers now steering her life. Her pulse raced. Noah caught her hand. Everyone out. Give us a minute. When the room cleared, he turned to her with aching sincerity. I should have prepared you. I should have known it would get this ugly. Her eyes softened. No one could have known. But deep inside she wondered, how much further would Jessica go? And how much more could her heart survive? Isla forced a smile, though her chest felt tight. I'm fine, she lied, even though nothing felt fine anymore. I just don't understand. Why would Jessica go this far? Is owning Sinclair Enterprises really worth ruining my entire life? Noah's jaw clenched. For the Reynolds family? Absolutely. Charles Reynolds has been circling our company for years. Jessica, she doesn't just want the business, she wants the Sinclair name. You, Isla, are just standing in her way. Collateral damage, Isla whispered bitterly. No, Noah said firmly. Not while I'm here. We'll get through this together. She wanted to believe him, but the exhaustion ran bone deep. She'd lost her job, her reputation was shredded online, and anonymous messages full of threats came every hour. All for the crime of loving the wrong man. Her voice cracked. What if we just took a break? Noah's head snapped up. Is that really what you want? No, Isla admitted, tears threatening. But maybe if we weren't together in public, maybe they'd stop. That's exactly what Jessica wants, Noah argued, gripping her hands. If we give in now, she wins. I love you. Nothing is worth losing you, not my company, not my reputation, not even my family. Isla's throat tightened. She wanted his strength to be enough, but the storm around her felt endless. I need time, she whispered at last. His expression broke, but he nodded. Then take all the time you need. Before either could say more, Helen stepped in, holding out a tablet. Miss Brooks, something new is spreading online. Isla glanced at the screen and froze. A woman named Mandy Clark had posted, Truth time. I worked with Isla Brooks. She bragged about chasing wealthy men, specifically Noah Sinclair, long before she accidentally met him. Isla's stomach dropped. I don't even know this woman. It's a complete lie. Helen nodded. We believe you. But the post is gaining traction and others are piling on. Her hands trembled as she gave the tablet back. I can't do this anymore, she whispered. She turned to Noah. I need to go. Noah insisted on sending security, and Isla was too drained to argue. In the car, she texted her friend Jenny, Can I stay with you a few days? I just need to disappear. Jenny's reply was immediate. Of course. Doors unlocked. Wine's ready. Isla gave the driver Jenny's address instead of her own. If reporters were staked out at her building, at least they wouldn't find her. But as the car pulled away, another vehicle eased into traffic behind them, keeping a discreet distance. At Jenny's apartment, Isla finally broke down. Between sobs she confessed everything, Jessica's campaign, the whispers, the threats. So what are you going to do? Jenny asked gently. Isla pressed her forehead to the glass, torn between fear and longing. In Noah's eyes she saw not judgment, not pity, just a man willing to fight for her. And she knew the decision she made tonight would change both of their lives forever. Noah exhaled heavily, his voice low but raw. My whole life, Isla. I've been surrounded by people like Jessica. People who don't really see me, they only see the bank accounts, the last name, the doors I can open for them. Do you know how rare it feels to be wanted, just for me? Isla shook her head softly, meeting his gaze. But Noah, I don't just get you. I get everything that comes with you, the money, the status, the critics, the gossip blogs, even your mother's disapproval. If I'm with you, I can't pretend that part doesn't exist. And I get your world too, Noah countered gently. The night shifts at the diner, the mountain of student loans, the tiny apartment with the squeaky heater. That's what a relationship is, isn't it? We share all of it, not just the easy parts. Her throat tightened. She wanted to believe him. She needed to believe him. What if I let myself fall, she whispered, and then one day you wake up and realize I was never enough? Noah's expression softened in a way that made her chest ache. That's not possible. If anything, it's me who doesn't deserve you. She let out a shaky laugh, part sob, part disbelief. That's ridiculous. You're Noah Sinclair. And you're Layla Brooks, he answered firmly. The woman who refuses to be dazzled by my family name. The woman who actually sees me. He cupped her face, steady and tender. Don't let Jessica, or my mother, or anyone, destroy what we have. Her eyes searched his, desperate for even the smallest crack in his conviction. But she found none. Okay, she whispered at last. Okay, he repeated, smiling with relief. I want to keep seeing you, she clarified, though her voice trembled. But we have to be realistic. Your world isn't suddenly going to welcome me. And I still have my jobs, my classes, my life. We'll figure it out, Noah promised. Step by step. Together. Then he kissed her, a kiss that melted away her doubts, if only for that moment. When they finally parted, she felt lighter, braver than before. You want to come up? She asked shyly, then rushed to add, just for coffee? Jenny's upstairs anyway. I'd love that, Noah said, his grin tugging at the corners of his tired mouth. As they walked inside, neither noticed the black sedan parked across the street, or the long-lens camera hidden behind its tinted window. 3 days later, Isla was rearranging books at Cornerstone when her phone buzzed urgently. "Call me now," Jenny had texted. Alarmed, Isla ducked into the back room and dialed. "Have you seen it?" Jenny's voice was sharp with panic. "Seen what?" "Oh God, you haven't?" "Isla, you need to check Social Sweep right now." Her stomach dropped. "Jenny, what is it?" "Just look and call me back." With trembling hands, Isla pulled up the gossip site. The headline slammed into her like a fist. "Sinclair's gold-digging waitress. The truth about Noah's new flame." Her breath caught. Beneath the headline were photos. Her and Noah outside her apartment. Isla in her uniform at the diner. Isla walking out of Noah's building at dawn. Even an old snapshot of her and Mark twisted out of context. The article was worse than the images. Sources claimed she had deliberately researched Noah, learned his routines and engineered their first meeting. It painted her as a schemer who'd strung along another man, Mark, while plotting to secure Noah's fortune. Quotes from a so-called friend accused her of betrayal. And then the final knife, a comment from Jessica Reynolds, delicately worded but dripping with implication. Isla's hand shook. "No," she whispered. "None of this is true." The bell above the shop door rang. Mr. Henderson beckoned her into his cramped office. His face was tight with regret as he slid a printout across the desk. "Isla, care to explain this?" Her voice broke. "It's lies. All of it." "I believe you," he said gently. "But our customers move in the same circles as the Sinclairs. We can't afford this publicity. I'm sorry, Isla. I have to let you go." She left Cornerstone with her belongings stuffed into a paper bag, her chest hollow. By the next morning, Sally's diner followed suit, her shifts temporarily reduced, which was just a kinder way of saying fired. In less than 24 hours, she'd lost both her jobs. Outside the diner, she stared at her phone, missed calls, unread texts. But nothing from Noah since dawn. Had the scandal changed his mind? She tried his number. Voicemail. "Noah, it's me. Please, you have to believe me, I never planned any of this. I never used Mark. Please call me back." By evening, despair had settled like lead in her chest. When the buzzer rang, she hesitated before pressing the intercom. "It's me," Noah's voice came through, weary but steady. She buzzed him in, relief washing over her. He entered, suit rumpled, tie loose, exhaustion written in his eyes. "I tried calling you all day," she said. "My phone died. Meetings. Chaos." His jaw clenched. "I saw the article. It's garbage. I lost both my jobs because of it," she whispered. His head snapped up. "What? They fired you?" "The bookstore let me go. The diner cut my hours." "Same thing." Noah dragged a hand through his hair, furious. "This is on me. My world, my mess." "No," Isla cut in. "It's Jessica. She's behind this. I know it." Noah's face hardened. "I confronted her. She denied everything, but she wasn't exactly upset either." Noah exhaled heavily, loosening his tie as if it were choking him. "My mother called an emergency board meeting today," he muttered. Isla straightened, sensing the storm behind his voice. "What happened?" "The board's worried about the company's image," he said bitterly. "They want me to deny us. Release a statement saying we were never together." The words chilled her. "And what did you say?" Noah moved closer, sitting beside her on the couch. His jaw was tight, but his eyes softened. "I told them they could go to hell." Isla blinked, then laughed despite herself. "You didn't." "Not exactly like that," he admitted with a crooked smile. "But I made it clear, my personal life isn't for their approval. Or anyone's." His expression darkened again. "I'm sorry, Isla. You're caught in the middle of something you never asked for." "It's not your fault," she whispered. "But it is," Noah insisted. "This is my world, gossip, politics, power games. I should have protected you better." Isla reached for his hand. "We knew there'd be challenges. This one's just bigger than we thought." "You're handling this better than me," he said, half in awe. She smiled sadly. "Well, I don't have a $1 billion company to juggle. Just overdue bills and no job. I don't know. Part of me wants to run until no one can find me. But the other part still loves him. And I don't want Jessica to win." Jenny squeezed her hand. "Then don't let her. Stay, fight, love him. She doesn't get to take that away from you." But outside the apartment, someone else had plans. A man sat in a dark car, phone pressed to his ear. Ms. Reynolds, I've located her. She's with a friend. He rattled off the address. Jessica's voice came icy and controlled. Keep watching. And dig into the friend too. We may need leverage. And Noah? The man asked. I'll handle him myself, Jessica replied coolly. I have a meeting with him tomorrow that will change everything. The next morning, Noah sat at his desk, staring at a flood of messages from board members urging him to cut ties with Isla. His assistant buzzed. Sir, Jessica Reynolds is here. She insists it's urgent. Send her in, Noah said flatly. Jessica swept in, flawless in a tailored suit, feigning concern. Noah, darling, you look exhausted. Let me help you. He gave a cold laugh. Help me? You've been orchestrating this circus from the start. She waved her hand as if brushing away dust. Tabloid nonsense, nothing to do with me. I'm worried about you, Noah. That waitress. Her name is Isla, he snapped. Jessica leaned forward, her tone silky. You've lost 15% of your stock value. The board is restless. Your mother is distraught. I can make all of this disappear, but you have to meet me halfway. Merge our companies. Merge us. We're the perfect match. You and I always were. Noah recoiled. You're delusional. Her eyes hardened. Am I? Your precious Isla is already breaking. She'll run eventually. And when she does, you'll remember who actually understands your world. She paused, her voice a whisper of steel. End things with her and all the attacks stop. Otherwise, I'll destroy her piece by piece. On her way out, Jessica glanced back with a smirk. Oh, and Noah, your girlfriend didn't sleep at home last night? Maybe check on her. I'd hate for something unfortunate to happen. As soon as she left, Noah grabbed his phone, heart racing. Isla didn't answer. He dialed Jenny instead. Yes, she's here, Jenny said. She needed some space. Why? Don't let her leave, Noah warned. Jessica just left my office. She admitted everything, and she's not done yet. Jenny's voice sharpened. That evil witch. What are you going to do, Noah? Regenerated story draft. End it, Noah said, his tone final. Now. For good. He ended the call, then pressed his intercom. Get Helen Porter legal and set a meeting with Charles Reynolds. Today. 2 hours later, in the oak-paneled dining room of the Carlton Club, Charles swirled a glass of scotch, amused. Didn't expect to hear from you, Noah. Jessica told me you weren't interested in our proposal. I've reconsidered, Noah said evenly. Charles raised a brow. Oh? What changed your mind? Noah leaned forward, his gaze cold. Let's not play games. I know you and Jessica orchestrated the smear campaign against Isla. You thought you could corner me by destroying her reputation. That ends today. Charles chuckled, but his eyes narrowed. That's a serious accusation. Not an accusation. Proof. Noah slid a folder across the table. Inside, reports, photos, transcripts. Jessica hired a PI to stalk Isla. Arranged fake stories with tabloids. I have recordings. Phone calls. Payments. For the first time, Charles paled. Where did you? I have resources too, Noah cut in. Did you really think I wouldn't protect someone I love? Silence. The ice between them was sharp enough to cut. What do you want? Charles finally asked, voice tight. 3 things, Noah said. 1. Every story about Isla stops immediately. 2. Public retractions from every outlet that printed your lies. 3. You and Jessica disappear from our lives. Permanently. And if we don't? Noah's smile was thin, lethal. Then this folder goes to the SEC, showing how Reynolds Industries has been manipulating stock prices. That's fraud, Charles. Federal prison. The color drained from Charles's face. You're bluffing. Try me. Noah stood, pocketing the folder. One more correction. Jessica claimed Isla's mother had a gambling problem. Funny, considering she's never placed a single bet in her life. My team checked. Charles's glass trembled in his hand. You've thought of everything. When it comes to Isla. Yes. Do we have an understanding? A long, heavy pause. Then Charles nodded. The stories will stop. Retractions will be made. Good. Noah straightened. At the doorway he glanced back. And Charles, if anything happens to Isla, or anyone she loves, I'll bury you so deep even Jessica's great-grandchildren will choke on the fallout. He walked out. Charles stayed behind, staring into his glass, his empire suddenly fragile. At Jenny's apartment, Isla paced. She'd ignored Noah's calls, unsure if she was ready. But when Jenny relayed his warning, fear gave way to something fiercer. I can't keep hiding, Isla whispered. This won't stop until I face it. Her phone buzzed. Noah. She hesitated, then answered. It's over, Noah said. Relief softened his voice. The lies, the threats, all of it. What? How? I met Charles Reynolds. Let's just say, he understands what happens if he doesn't back off. Retractions are coming. Your name will be cleared. Isla sank onto the couch, breathless. I can't believe it. Believe it? You're safe now. She closed her eyes, overwhelmed. So what happens next? That's up to you. His voice was gentle now. If you want to walk away, I'll understand. Her rational side screamed caution. Being with Noah would never be simple. There would always be whispers, judgment, scrutiny. But then she thought of the man himself. The one who made her laugh, who listened to her dreams, who fought like hell to protect her. I love you, she said softly. That hasn't changed. Noah exhaled, a smile in his voice. Then come home, Isla. Come back to me. Home, she repeated, tasting the word. And for the first time it felt true. That night, as Noah's car carried them back to his penthouse, Isla stared at the city lights. She'd been right at the gala, their worlds were different. But she finally understood, that didn't have to keep them apart. Noah squeezed her hand. Welcome home. And she knew, home wasn't a place. It was him. Across the street, unseen, Jessica Reynolds watched. Her expression carved from fury. This isn't over, she hissed, pulling out her phone. It's time for Plan B. Her cold smile returned as the call connected. The nuclear option. I don't care about consequences. I want them destroyed. The evening felt charged with something unspoken. How was your day? Noah asked as he opened the car door for Isla, his voice soft but warm. Good, Isla admitted honestly. Really good. Everyone's been so kind. Vivian winked. They know better than to cross me. But they also recognize a good heart when they see one. You impressed quite a few people today. By not using the wrong fork? Isla joked. Vivian laughed, a genuine warm laugh that reminded Isla of Noah. By being yourself. And that's refreshing. As autumn gave way to winter, Isla and Noah settled into a rhythm. The scandal faded, replaced by fresher gossip in the city. Life felt steady again, until one snowy December night. Noah came home with a grave look. Isla set down her book, worry prickling. What's wrong? It's the Reynolds family, he said, sinking onto the couch. Charles has filed for bankruptcy. The company's been collapsing for years. And now Jessica is reaching out to me, trying to blackmail us with so-called information. Isla's stomach turned. After everything? She's still not done? She's desperate, Noah said firmly. But she has nothing real. My legal team will crush any false claims. The media won't touch her stories anymore without proof. Still, the anxiety clung to Isla. That night, while Noah showered, his phone buzzed. Jessica's name flashed across the screen. Before she could stop herself, Isla answered. Stop calling him, Isla said sharply. A cold laugh echoed back. Well, if it isn't the little waitress. Playing gatekeeper now. What do you want, Jessica? The same thing I always wanted, Jessica sneered. Noah. His world. Everything that should have been mine. It's over. You lost. Did I? Jessica's tone sharpened. You really think you belong there? Living in his penthouse, pretending you're part of his world? Men like Noah always tire of their toys. The word struck deep, feeding Isla's hidden fear. You're wrong, Isla whispered. Am I? What do you bring him? What do you offer that someone like me can't? I was born for this life. You're just a visitor. Before Isla could reply, Noah emerged and saw her pale face. Snatching the phone, he growled, Jessica. Don't ever call again. He hung up. What did she say? He asked, pulling Isla close. Nothing I haven't already thought, she confessed, voice trembling. That I don't belong in your world. That one day you'll get tired of me. Noah cupped her face, his gaze fierce. Listen to me. You are my world. Not the money, not the company, you. If I had to choose 1,000 times, it would be you every single time. Tears filled Isla's eyes as his words sank in. When he kissed her, it wasn't just reassurance, it was a vow. A vow that no shadow from the past could break them apart. Noah's hands trembled slightly as he pulled something from the pocket of his robe. I was going to wait until Christmas, he said with a crooked smile, but the truth is, I can't wait anymore. Layla blinked, confused, until he sank down on one knee. The world stilled. In his hand, a small velvet box glowed in the lamplight. Her breath caught. I've carried this with me for weeks, Noah confessed, flipping it open to reveal a delicate diamond ring that sparkled but didn't scream for attention, just like him. I kept telling myself I'd find the right moment. But I finally realized, there is no perfect moment. There's only us right here right now choosing each other. Layla's eyes burned with tears. Noah. His voice shook but his gaze was steady. Layla Brooks. From the night you sat at the wrong table and told me about working double shifts, without knowing or caring who I was, I knew you were different. I love your honesty, your fire, your dreams. And I want every tomorrow with you. So, will you marry me? The silence between them swelled, filled with everything unsaid. Layla saw flashes of their life, the struggles, the stares, the laughter, the warmth. Then she looked into Noah's eyes and all the fear melted. There was only love. Yes, she whispered, her voice breaking. Yes, I'll marry you. Noah slipped the ring onto her hand and she fell into his arms, both laughing, both crying. I love you, she breathed against his lips. All of me? Not the CEO? Not the billionaire? He teased. Just Noah, she said softly. And I love every part of you, he replied. The waitress, the dreamer, the woman who changed everything. 6 months later. Layla stood in a sunlit room overlooking the sea, the murmur of guests drifting in from the garden below. Her wedding dress was simple but breathtaking, an elegant piece that reflected who she was, not what society expected. Jenny fluffed the veil one last time, grinning. Ready? More than ready, Layla said, exhaling shakily. The door opened and Vivian stepped in, graceful in pale blue. They had grown unexpectedly close in recent months, united by their love for Noah and endless talks about literature and life. You look beautiful, Vivian said warmly. Thank you, Layla replied, touched. When she walked down the aisle, Noah's face lit up as if nothing else existed. Their vows were raw and unpolished, promises etched straight from their souls. I never expected you, Noah said, voice thick. But you turned a mistake into the best part of my life. Layla smiled through her tears. You saw me when no one else did. And I saw you, not the success, not the wealth, just you. My heart. They sealed their words with a kiss as their worlds blended. Diner regulars sitting beside socialites, booksellers beside CEOs. Applause thundered as Mrs. Peterson from the diner dabbed at her eyes and Jenny winked at Layla from across the aisle. At the reception, Noah held her close for their first dance. Happy? He whispered. Completely, she murmured, head on his shoulder. Then Noah surprised her. Remember that bookstore cafe you always dreamed of? A place for kids to read and get help with homework? The Sinclair Foundation can back it. It would be yours, Layla. Your dream. Her eyes widened. Are you serious? As serious as this dance, he teased. Let's start next month. Her heart swelled. Noah, you're everything. Later, as the moon rose high, they stood together on their balcony, the ocean shimmering beneath them. Any regrets? He asked softly. Layla turned to him, her new name still tasting fresh. Just one, she said with a playful smile. Oh. I should have sat at the wrong table years ago. Noah laughed, pulling her close. Your timing was perfect, Mrs. Sinclair. She kissed him under the stars. I love you. Always, he promised. Far away, Jessica Reynolds crumpled the society column featuring their wedding. With a bitter smile, she raised a glass of champagne. Enjoy it while it lasts, she muttered. But for Noah and Layla Sinclair, this was only the beginning. Their love, born of a mistake, was the kind that could outlast envy, expectations, and even time itself. A love that proved sometimes the wrong table leads you to the right heart. The end. I'm glad, he said, smiling as she slid inside. Now, let's see if dinner makes it even better. When they stepped into Noah's penthouse, Isla stopped in surprise. The dining table was glowing under the flicker of candles, silverware gleaming, plates already set as though they had walked into a scene from a movie. The air carried the mouth-watering aroma of roasted herbs and fresh bread. Her lips parted. Did you cook all this? Noah chuckled, slipping off his jacket. Let's not give me too much credit. I had it catered, but, he gestured proudly at the table, the masterpiece of setting everything up is mine. Over dinner, laughter softened the silences, but both of them danced carefully around the unspoken question hanging between them. Dessert arrived, a delicate creme brulee that caught the candlelight as Isla broke into its golden shell. Then Noah leaned forward, his hand covering hers. Isla, there's something I need to ask you. Her heart stumbled. Here it comes. He hesitated only a moment before continuing. I've been thinking a lot about us. About our future. And I know this might sound fast, but after everything we've shared, I'm sure of one thing: you belong with me. From his pocket he pulled out a small velvet box. Isla's breath caught. Her mind screamed a ring. But when he opened it, instead of a diamond, lay a simple brass key. "Move in with me," Noah said quietly. His eyes searched hers, vulnerable in a way she hadn't seen before. "I don't need grand declarations yet. I just need you close. Let's build this day by day." Relief and disappointment tangled inside her. "Noah." He caught the flicker in her eyes and smiled knowingly. "You thought it was a ring, didn't you?" No. Isla protested, then laughed softly. "Maybe for a second." Noah's expression grew serious. "I want to marry you someday, Isla. I already know that. But I also know we need time. I want to do this right." Her fingers brushed the key, feeling the cool weight of it. "Living together, it's a big step." "It is," he agreed. "And if you're not ready, I'll wait. No pressure. But I hope you'll say yes." "What about your mother? The board? Won't they?" "They probably will," he cut in gently. "But after the Reynolds deal, they're keeping their opinions quiet. And honestly, I don't care what they say. This is our choice." Isla thought of her cramped apartment, the squeaky radiator, the independence it symbolized. Then she pictured Noah, the quiet mornings, the shared nights, the way he made her feel seen. Finally she whispered, "Yes, I'll move in." Joy broke across his face as he pulled her into his arms, spinning her through the candlelit dining room. She laughed breathlessly until he set her down again. "But," Isla added firmly, "I'm keeping my job. And I'm paying for some expenses. I don't want to just live off you." He opened his mouth to argue, then saw her determination and smiled. "Fine. You handle groceries, your personal stuff, and half the utilities." "Half?" Isla raised a brow. "Do you have any idea what utilities cost in a place like this?" Noah chuckled. "That's why I said half." She rolled her eyes but laughed too. "Deal." The next 2 weeks blurred into excitement. Packing, teasing from friends, and Jenny squealing, "From the wrong table to a billionaire's penthouse in 2 months? Only you, Layla Brooks." Moving day arrived with rare sunshine. As boxes piled into the sleek living room, Isla felt her chest tighten. Her modest belongings looked lost against the marble floors and designer furniture. "What's wrong?" Noah asked, stepping behind her. "It's just, look at this place. Where do I fit in here?" He wrapped his arms around her, resting his chin on her hair. "Everywhere. Anywhere. This isn't my home anymore, Isla, it's ours. Change whatever you want." She shook her head softly. "I don't want to erase you. Our home," he corrected gently. "And it should feel like yours too. Tell me, what would make it home for you?" She glanced around. "Books, plants, photos. Real things, not showroom pieces." "Done," Noah promised. "Tomorrow we'll shop. Whatever you want." Later that night, as they lay in bed together, the city lights spilling through the tall windows, Isla stared at the ceiling and marveled. 2 months ago she'd been a waitress barely scraping by. Now she was here, building a life with a man who looked at her as though she were his whole world. Vivian hesitated at the doorway, her usual poise softened. Then with a small nod she said quietly, "Thank you, that would be nice." The three of them gathered at the dining table, the silence heavy at first. Isla busied herself by serving lasagna, her heart pounding as she slid a plate in front of Vivian. Noah's mother took a careful bite, her face unreadable, until surprise flickered across her features. "This is delicious," Vivian admitted. "Did you make it yourself?" Isla smiled nervously. "It's my mom's recipe. Comfort food." Vivian set down her fork, her expression shifting into something more serious. "I owe you an apology, Isla. My behavior at the gala was inexcusable." The words caught Isla off guard. "Thank you, Mrs. Sinclair." "Vivian," she corrected softly. Then glancing at Noah she added, "You were right. I was being a snob." Noah frowned. "What changed your mind?" "A few things," Vivian admitted. "Watching how you handled the Reynolds scandal showed me how much you love Isla. And then your Uncle Robert gave me a lecture about judging people by wealth instead of character." She turned back to Isla. "But mostly it was seeing my son happy. Happier than I've ever seen him. And that's because of you." Emotion swelled in Isla's chest. "I love him very much." "And he loves you," Vivian replied. She straightened her shoulders, her tone softer now. "So, if you're willing, I'd like to start fresh." Isla reached for Noah's hand and squeezed. "I'd like that too." The evening ended with a tentative peace between them. At the elevator, Vivian paused. I'm hosting a charity luncheon next week. Isla, I'd be honored if you came as my guest. Touched, Isla nodded. I'd love to. Later, as the door closed behind Vivian, Noah wrapped Isla in his arms. Thank you for giving her a chance. She's your mother, Isla whispered. That makes her family. Noah kissed her temple. Speaking of family, I want to meet your mom soon. Maybe next month we could fly to Florida? Isla's eyes lit up. She'd love that. She already thinks you're amazing just from our calls. Smart woman, Noah teased. Guess it runs in the family. The following week, Isla nervously attended the luncheon, wearing the elegant outfit Noah had insisted on buying. To her relief, Vivian introduced her warmly, making it clear to everyone that Isla was an important part of her son's life. That wasn't so bad, was it? Vivian asked afterward. No, Isla admitted. Everyone was kind.